Hello everyone and welcome to the Literacy Center Social Studies tutorial. Today we are going to talk about the westward expansion. The original 13 colonies of the United States were settled along the east coast of North America. For many years, few colonists went beyond the Appalachian Mountain. However, as the country gained independence and continued to grow, more land was needed. The country began to expand into the western frontier. That's how early expansion started. In 1700, there were around 250,000 colonists living in the American colonies. By 1775, this number had grown to 2.5 million. Many people wanted new land to farm and hunt. They began to move west of the Appalachians. One of the first areas settled was the Northwest Territory. This area today makes up the states of Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Illinois. Daniel Boone led settlers across the Cumberland Gap and into the Kentucky. So, what were the major events during the westward expansion? One was Louisiana Purchase. In 1803, President Thomas Jefferson bought the Louisiana Territory from the French for $15 million. This was a huge area of land west of the Mississippi River. It nearly doubled the land size of the United States. President Jefferson sent explorers Lewis and Clark to learn more about this vast frontier. And many people in the United States believed it was the country's destiny to expand westwards all the way to the Pacific Ocean. And this belief became known as the Manifest Destiny. Westward expansion had positive effects as well as the negative ones. One of the tragic results of the westward expansion of the United States was the forced relocation of many Native American tribes. As the United States moved west, it took over lands once occupied by Native Americans. In many cases, Native Americans were ordered to relocate to new lands or reservations. Sometimes they were forced to leave existing lands by the military and marched at gunpoint to new lands. If you have ever talked about the Trail of Tears, you can see the details there. So, where are these Native Americans today? Today, some of the descendants of the original American Indians lives on reservations. These are areas of land set aside specifically for Native Americans. This helps to protect their heritage and culture. However, only around 30% live on reservations. The rest live outside the reservation just like anyone else. The United States continued to expand westward and gain land. After a war with Mexico over the right to Texas, the country gained much of the Southwest, including the land of California. They also gained the Oregon Territory in a treaty from Great Britain. Pioneers and settlers moved out west for different reasons. Some of them wanted to claim free land for ranching and farming from the government through the Homestead Act. Others came to California during the gold rush to strike it rich. Even others, such as the Mormons, moved west to avoid persecution. And how this ended? As the first settlers and pioneers moved into the West, there was little government. The law was the local sheriff, and people had to look to protect themselves against bandits and outlaws. During this time, gunslingers of the West, such as Wild Bill Hickok and Jesse James, became famous. In 1890, the US government announced that the West had been explored. The country now had 44 states. Only Utah, New Mexico, Oklahoma, and Arizona had not been admitted as states from today's contiguous 48 states. Let me share some interesting facts about the westward expansion with you. The population of the United States grew from 5.2 million people in 1800s to 76.2 million in 1900s. President James K. Polk played a major role in expanding west. During his presidency, much of the land west of the Louisiana Purchase was added to the county, including Texas, the Mexican Cession, and the Oregon Territory. The Transcontinental Railroad and Transcontinental Telegraph were both important in keeping the large country together in the early days. Westward expansion had a large impact on the Civil War. The South wanted Western states to be slave states, while the North wanted slavery to be illegal in the new states. So, if you have any questions or if you need any help with the topic or this tutorial, you can text us or you can email us and we will get back to you. Thank you.